Everything in this world is represented by different shapes and figures. These geometric shapes and figures appear in objects we see, such as vaccination cards, bills, coins, computers, face masks, face shields, windows, tall buildings, flower pots, Christmas trees, and balloons. But did you know that these shapes and figures were formed from the three undefined terms in geometry? These are the terms that do not require a formal definition, such as the point, line, and plane. These terms are everywhere in our daily lives. These are so important that they are the basis of nearly everything we see around, from the gadgets we use to the buildings we live in. Math, you know.
Did you know that the concept of triangle is used in constructing buildings and bridges? Triangles are identified by the three angles that are linked through the line segments to form a three-sided shape. Triangles are effective tools for architecture and are used in the design of buildings, bridges, and other structures as they provide strength and stability. When building materials are used to form a triangle, the design has a heavy base and the pinnacle on the top is capable of handling the weight because of how the energy is distributed throughout the triangle.
Here in Cebu, we have three iconic bridges that Cebuanos can be proud of. The first bridge, officially known as Serious Mena Bridge, connects Mandaue City and Lapu-Lapu City. This was built during the early 70s. It prominently features triangular designs which made the bridge a Cebuano icon during these years. Years after, the second bridge, or the Marcelo Fernan Bridge, was constructed to decongest the traffic in the first bridge. It has triangular cables that support the stability of the bridge. Currently, a new bridge will be inaugurated soon, which is considered as one of the landmark projects under the Public-Private Partnership Program of the government. This is the third bridge, or officially known as Cebu-Cordova Link Expressway. This bridge also prominently features bigger and more modern triangular designs, which made it a real Cebuano landmark.
These bridges provide safe, quick, and scenic passage for the vehicles daily and for the progress of Cebu's economy. And I believe that triangles are not just in geometry, but also in the very existence of human progress.
Still confused about where to spend Christmas vacation? Do you want to spend it with friends and hike to the different peaks of Cebu, like Osmeña Peak, Sirao Peak, and Mount Manungal?
Having a relaxing night at the highest peaks and buildings while enjoying the view of the city lights and having stargazing?
Is it fun? Is it relaxing? Yes, we enjoy this thing so much that we tend to forget if math is applied here. Did you know that getting the height of these peaks uses mathematics, specifically trigonometry? Trigonometry can be used to measure the height of a building and a mountain. If you know the distance from where you observe the building and the angle of elevation, you can easily find the height of the building. Similarly, if you have the value of one side and the angle of depression from the top of the building, then you can find the other side of the triangle. All you need to know is one side and one angle of the triangle. Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with triangle measurements. Thus, this trigonometry refers to the measure of the sides and the angles. We may never see as if trigonometry is never used outside the classroom and may not have direct applications in solving practical issues, but it is used in various things that we enjoy so much and be surprised by how often trigonometry is used in the real world. Math, you know.
calculus involves many components when defining it, but generally, it is the study of change called derivative. Derivative is used in finding rate of change, the profit and loss in business, speed, areas under curve, and others. A very simple example of calculus being used in the real world occurs right under your fingers. The circuits that make up your laptop or keyboard were likely built using circuit analysis principles. What specific concept is used for circuit analysis principle? Math, you know.
Are you familiar with this image? This is Lady Justice. Lady Justice symbolizes fair, equal administration of the law without corruption, favor, greed, or prejudice. She holds a scale to represent the weighing of evidence. The scale should be used impartially to avoid injustice and inequalities. In human nature and in geometry, we have the concept of reasoning, which has 4 types, which are intuition, analogy, inductive, and deductive reasoning. They are used to prove arguments, statements, corollary, and theorems. But don't you know that lawyers often use inductive reasoning to draw a relationship between facts for which have evidence and a conclusion? The initial facts are often based on generalizations and statistics, which the implication that a conclusion is most likely to be true, even that is not certain. Therefore, learning reasoning to uphold truthfulness, equality, and justice is very crucial. Let us use our mathematical skills to help Lady Justice to carry out her mission and make this world a better place to live in. Now, Matt, you know.
Probability is not a new word for any of us. It is nothing but chance. We have come across many things related to probability. In real life, there are situations where there are several possible outcomes, but which one will occur is unpredictable in some way. Whenever we are about to do something new, a matter that always comes across our mind is whether the thing which we are about to do will become successful or not. Maybe we will think that there is high chance for we to fall in it, or we may think that chances are more for we succeeding in it. We have studied more about probability purely in textbooks, but what we do not realize is that, not just in study matter, probability has great importance in real life too. Many successful achievements have been achieved due to high probability. Here, we will discover how probability is applied in our day-to-day living. Weather is something that keeps on changing from time to time. Some days will be sunny, whereas some days will be colder. We have had situations where it will be sunny from the morning, but all of a sudden, it starts to rain. Changes in weather challenges our health. That's why we need to drink water as much as possible. The weather forecast of a country gives their assumption of the weather on that day. Also, by looking at the sky and its condition, we can also get the probability of whether it is going to rain or not. Therefore, by getting a probability of the weather around, we can decide what certain activities we can do today. All are now living in a world where the number of vehicles is increasing day by day. But there is a thing which all drivers must keep into their mind before driving. For people who drive heavy vehicles such as trucks, they must be aware that the probability of causing a traffic jam is much more when they drive their vehicles through small and narrow roads. Hence, they must always try making their drives through national highways. Same applies for other vehicles owners. The driver must know which type of road will give them less probability of causing a traffic jam and should use it. Therefore, probability helps in reducing such traffic jam. Probability is fun, and there are lots of different ways that you use probability every day that you might not have even realized. Math, you know.
Statistical data influence a plethora of decisions that affect individuals all around the world. This influence is highlighted and magnified by the current pandemic situation that we are in. The reporting of the daily confirmed and active cases, the number of deaths and recoveries, to the total number of tests administered are vital to come up with decisions to mitigate the impact of the coronavirus. Not to mention the statistical analysis used to aid the clinical trials of the COVID-19 vaccines. On the onset of the pandemic, when the number of active cases was increasing rapidly, we were told to help in flattening the curve by religiously following the imposed safety measures and protocols. In the recent data collected and disseminated by the Department of Health, we are not just flattening the curve. Instead, the curve now is already in a downward trajectory. The proper and responsible use of statistics and science will show us the best way forward. We can't afford to lose this battle, and it is our duty to do our part in completely eradicating the virus. Your effort counts. Your effort is significant. Matthew No.
Do you know that math explains the growth of coronavirus? And do you know that math also explains the end of the pandemic? In the early days of the pandemic, many people learned how a small number of COVID-19 cases can quickly grow into a major outbreak. With this knowledge, people are starting now to learn and understand the mathematical concept of exponential growth. And the graph of exponential function is used to model the spread of COVID-19. As more and more people get vaccinated, the number of cases reduces by half each day and continues to decline because of the development of a highly effective COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine drives cases towards zero, reaching herd immunity. And by this time, we are now beginning to appreciate and discern the mathematical concept of exponential decay. Understanding exponential dynamic makes us easier to know what to expect in the coming phase of the pandemic. Let us encourage everyone to get vaccinated and follow public health guidelines. And let us not forget to spread exponentially love and kindness, especially this holiday season. And may the spirit of Christmas brings us to hope that the worst of the pandemic will end so soon and everything goes well so that we can go back to our normal lives. Math, you know, is powerful because God is powerful. Merry Christmas to everyone.